Yo, tap in. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the Inside Story with Damian Porter. And tonight, briefly, we're just going over the situation with 607 Unc and 4Extra. Apparently, 607 Unc had sent out a threat or two, letting 4Extra know in no uncertain terms that he wasn't happy with what transpired on No Jumper and that he wants a fight. Should he have asked for the fade right then and there or not? Maybe not, because according to 607 Unc, 4Extra had 50 or so riled up gang banging goons there with weapons threatening him. And as a result, he felt like his life was threatened and that he couldn't do nothing about it at the time. So he waited until he got out of there safely, and since then has been making videos saying that he wants to fade 4Extra for $50,000. What's going on, Liquor? Snurf. Steve Gall says 4Extra is a bully. Is that what you all believe as well, that 4Extra is a bully? I've heard many people say that 4Extra does not and has not had the same energy for King Pill and whomever else that he had for old boy, for 607 Unc. I don't know. Hey, what's going on, Kevin? Hunter, thank you for still being a member. Appreciate you, brother. Content coming soon for the members. Yeah, I know Gumby. I didn't do time with Gumby, though. We was locked up at the same time, me and Gumby, but we were, in other places. When he was in Calipat, uh, I was in High Desert when he had got involved in that situation. In Calipat, I was in High Desert at the time. So appreciate you, Kevin. Appreciate your support, brother. See, I'm just trying to get back going with everything. So, I'm certainly going to be at the members soon. So we're just talking about 607 Unc and the presumed fight with 4Extra. 4Extra threatened 607 Unc on No Jumper, said that he would leave him dead right there for putting his name in his content, and got in his face, spitting in his face, I'm sure, breath in his face, basically saying that he would knock him out. 607 Unc said that 4Extra had 50 goons there with him, that they had already threatened him before he even got inside of the interview, telling him that if he said this and said that he would lose his life. Now that he made it out of there safely, he's been making content, 607 Unc, saying that he wants to fight 4Extra. He called 4Extra a coward. He's been sending threats, saying that he wants to squabble him for $50,000, but perhaps he wants to squabble him for free as well, and said that he was a coward, that he never shows up without his goons, and that he's going to come up with an excuse not to fight him. This is what he said about 4Extra, 607 Unc, that 4Extra has nothing but excuses. He's picking and choosing, and that he's going to find some reason not to want to fight him. What do you all think? Is 4Extra a bully? Was he picking on 607 Unc, someone smaller, someone that he knew would not fight him, at least in that situation? Would he have done the same with other people if he had a problem with them? I don't know. I'm asking. Some people seem to think that 4Extra only had that energy for 607 Unc, but does not possess that same energy when it comes to other people. That he would not have gotten King Pill's face in that same way. That when it comes to King Pill, He's had a lot of excuses as to why he's not going to fight him, has not fought him, does not want to fight him, and but he doesn't make those excuses when it comes to 607 Unc and people who are probably, not necessarily the same size as him and may not have a fighting chance against him. I'm just putting it out there. What do you guys think? Did 4Extra go too far by threatening that man's life right there on camera? We do know that the feds, the police, period, are watching these YouTube channels and podcasts. They made that explicitly clear with the RICO Act against Big U and Brick Baby and them. The feds said that they got a lot of their information from the podcast, from these channels. So they've been watching and listening to people telling themselves. And he's on no jumper saying that he would unalive the dude. I don't know, man. That shit, we have to have better self-control. Call him Keep It. Said the other dude called him Kiki Palmer. Damn, I missed that. Fooling fellas, what's up, Bone? How you doing, brother? Yes, sir. Sherlock good in the hood. Who's asking that? No. Porky or Goofy never really ran into 4Extra that I know of. He came a little bit after them, sort of. His little time in there was after them. I saw 4Extra a few times in the county, one time in the holding tank, one time in the vision area. We didn't really know each other, at that time, but now I know who he was. I mean, I knew who he was then, actually, but he was in Wayside and I was in the county. Oh, for sure, Kevin. Yes, I agree. And the thing about it is, like, as I've said before, in prison, in a maximum security prison, you can, you can be a strong individual, but you're not going to be aggressive. You're not going to be like 4Extra. That can go over in the county jail. Many dudes in the county jail are extra out, turned up, what have you. They're in there squabbling and all that. But in prison, on a level 4 yard, you're not going to go in there with that aggressiveness. The whole thing Wes Watson be doing, that turned up, loud aggressiveness, that's only for YouTube. On the prison yard, you're going to be calm and respectful of everyone. You don't even want people to know you're there. You don't want to put yourself on Front Street, and you're not going to, who you going to be aggressive like that with? Ain't nobody on the yard going for none of that. Nobody. Everybody in there on that yard is serious about their business, or they wouldn't be on the yard. They'd be PC. It's not going to happen, bro. I've never seen it. That's only for No Jumper and TikTok. He said he runs the county. When he's there, no Hoovers will contest. Okay. I hear you. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, people are going to say you're picking and choosing if you're being called out for a fade and you have reasons as to why you're not accepting that fade. Now, I'm not saying that 4Extra should not have been upset. It appears, and I could be wrong, but it appears like 607 Unc had made, some gestures or some remarks about 4Extra to Adam 22. I don't know if 4Extra was locked up at the time or whatever, but he said something about peanut butter and the carrot, and basically that 4Extra was suspect, that it was suspicious, you know, and that he was suspicious. This is what he said about 4Extra, 607 Unc. So this is why 4Extra was upset. I understand, you know, if you're trying to say that he's gay or suspect or whatever, he has his image as being this super tough guy, this super tough gang member, and you're like a comedian or whatever, making fun of him on a popular podcast and putting these jackets on him or whatever. I understand him being upset. I'm just saying that if you are upset, and if you are that upset, then it's just time for action. It's just too much talking. For all of that to have been said and nothing happened. I'm not advocating for violence. I'm just saying that if you're that upset, 4Extra, then you got to do something about it. You can't be you sitting there screaming all in the man's face, threatening to kill him, knock him out, get your man, and all that, and then don't throw a punch at all. If it's that serious, then just get your man or let it go. Oh, oh yeah. Oh, you say you challenged an MMA fighter? Okay, I don't know, bro. I'm not saying that 4Extra is fearful of King Pill. I mean, I don't even know who King Pill is, other than when it's start coming out a few days ago that he was looking for 4Extra and wanted to fight him and all of this. Before then, I had not heard about him. So I'm not saying that 4Extra is turning down a fade from King Pill. I'm saying that he did call him out for a fight, and they have not fought. What I am saying is that if someone does something that you take umbrage to, if a man disrespects you in a way that you feel is disrespect, you feel like it's disrespect, whatever this person has said or done, and you want to resolve that with this individual, then if it's that serious, the person rubs you the wrong way so much so that you threaten that person's life, that means that person did something to you. If you're threatening that person's life, if it's that serious, you don't threaten their life. You just take care of business, but you don't threaten the person. That's it, bro. That's it. I ain't saying I don't know what the fuck he turned down and who he's going to turn down. What fade? I don't know. I don't care. I can only speak for myself. But I'm just saying that they got into it. 4Extra did press 607 Unc. 607 Unc, as far as he was concerned, he did and said what he had to do to survive and get himself out of that scenario. But since he has done so and got himself out of that scenario, you know, he's been talking since then, saying that 4Extra is a coward, called him a coward, said that he came with all of his goons, that he's nothing by himself, and that he wants that fight, that 4Extra is bigger than him, but that he's smaller and faster, and that he'll take care of business against 4Extra. This is what 607 Unc has been saying. Some people have been calling 607 Unc a coward, saying that you should have said all of this when 4Extra was in your face screaming, and others saying that they understand why he did not say too much at that time, that he just played it cool to get out of there, and now he wants to fade head up. What do you think? Did he play it cool and get out of there and save himself? If he has 607 Unc, we're talking about, has 50 people threatening his life with weapons, gang members, protecting 4Extra, according to him. He probably wasn't about to go crazy or swing on 4Extra or none of this stuff, knowing that these dudes are outside and have already threatened his life. And 4Extra is sitting there threatening his life. And so it might make sense that he try to get out of there first and then say, no, no, I'm out of here and I got my people with me. You got your people, I got my people. Because I ain't had my people then, I have my people now. Now let's squabble, bro. Since you threatening me, threatening my life, let's squabble. Win, lose, or draw. Exactly. So we was just going over the 4Extra situation with 607 Unc. Welcome to the live, everyone. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button if you have joined this live. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. I appreciate everyone's support. A quick live. Got a couple of minutes left. Just talking about the situation with 607 Unc and 4Extra. Who's right and who's wrong in that situation? Is 4Extra a bully? Did he bully 607 Unc, or does he have that same energy for anyone? Was he right in confronting 607 Unc in that manner if he believes that 607 Unc played him, spoke badly about him behind his back on a podcast, essentially referring to him as being suspect? Again, I can understand someone being angry about that. Appreciate it, Kevin. You know it. There's a lot of trolls up in here right now. I'm gonna have to make sure I got my moderator up, my next live. Somebody's obsessed with Diddy. These dudes going to bed thinking about Diddy every night. Oh my God. Whoa. That's deep. Welcome to the live, everyone. Welcome to the Inside Story with Damian Porter. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so, and hit the like button if you have not done so, and leave a comment. I appreciate everyone. I appreciate everyone's support. Supporting me, supporting the Go Up movement, supporting the Stay Free People movement, supporting the channel. And we're here now talking about 607 Unc versus 4Extra. 607 Unc calling him out for a fade. Said that you threatened me when you had your 50 goons with you, and I want to fight you for $50,000. Will 4Extra take the fade with 607 Unc is the question. Was 4Extra wrong for threatening 607 Unc? Was 607 Unc wrong for letting 4Extra threaten him without responding with violence right then and there? What's up with these grown dudes wanting to fight each other? Yeah, I mean, that's the way it is, man. And that's the way it is in neighborhoods all across America, grown men and young fighting one another. And at the end of the day, I would rather for a fight to take place, an organized, structured fight, not a street fight, but one in a ring with gloves, and they get paid for it, than to be out here killing each other with weapons over some internet beef, or fighting each other and beating each other down and using weapons on the street over some perceived slight. It's best then that they come together and say if they have some sort of issue that needs to be resolved, that they get in the ring and resolve it, instead of using violence, street violence, to resolve it. And there being a lot of carnage, because there's an aftermath to all of that. There will be a blowout. So if they can handle it, and that's anyone that has a beef or a conflict, and throw the gloves on and handle it and get paid in the process and shake hands afterwards and no more beef, then I'm actually okay with that. Again, it beats them taking a gun to one another and pulling the trigger. And we losing more brothers in the street to senselessness. So that's my take on it. Everyone have a good night, be safe, and have a good work week. I appreciate everyone's support. Hit the like button, leave a comment. Thank you for joining the live, everyone. Stay free, people.